The OpenTable and Resi apps have streamlined restaurant reservations, but what about private events? They're still pretty much stuck in the dark ages of Google searches, emails, and phone calls. Today, we meet a serial entrepreneur who's changing that with his new company, RestauRent. Welcome back to another edition of The Angel Nest, where real angel investors and entrepreneurs partner to build great new companies. I'm David Hemingway. I'm a 5-time founder and now an active angel investor. And my mission here is to tell the stories that are powering innovation. Nick Cianfaglione already has one successful exit under his belt. He built and sold his company Artist Republic, a venture-backed music technology company. Now, he wants to streamline the events business. And as the dad of a recently married daughter, I can personally attest to the fact that the industry can use some help. Welcome to the Angel Nest, Nick, and thanks for joining us today from Austin.
Yeah, thank you. I'm glad to be back on it again.
That's great. It's great to see you. How did you come to start RestauRent?
Yeah, so for the past 10 years, I've actually spent significant amount of time within the event industry, starting actually in the concert industry and then before launching my last company in music technology. And after I sold that company, I was obviously the event guy of the family. And in May of 2022, I actually lost 2 grandparents in a month. And so I was helping my family actually plan these celebrations of life. And at that point, I realized how hard it was to plan the average private event for the average person. Coming from the nightclub industry, I knew all the nightclub owners, so it was very easy for me to plan an event. But when it came to figuring out where to host a celebration of life for, 50, 75, 100 people, and really you only have 4 days to turn around an event, I realized that there was a massive problem in that industry. And this problem was heightened after COVID, where a lot of these places didn't have enough staffing to even man their phones to actually accept the booking requests they were still getting through this, to some extent nowadays out of date, way of placing private event bookings. And so really many of the events just fall on deaf ears, and a lot of these venues are missing millions of dollars in private event bookings that they don't even know about.
And how receptive were the restaurants and venues to what you had to offer?
I would say very receptive. We actually have one of the highest sales close ratios in a SaaS company's pipeline that really anybody has ever seen because of how receptive these venues are. I think the way we've priced our model and really have built the platform, venues love it. We have very quick close times. We have very high success rates of sales, and it's all based on the fact that we've built something that these venues love and they want.
Now, like you, I just needed to plan a big event. And I will say that the idea of being able to do it online is very attractive, but I wonder about all the variables. How do you manage little hot dogs versus lobster rolls?
Exactly. And the variables are very complicated. And really what our focus is right now is helping you, really hone in and have a better time fixing variable number 1, which is where do I even go? And so with our platform, what our current focus is on right now is helping you find the perfect venue based on locations, amenities that you're looking for, even down to how many parking spaces do you need at a venue. That's really what we're looking at right now. And then that next level, as we really perfect that, first off, the venue discovery, is then perfecting the actual venue hosting themselves. And that's where we get into that next level of exactly what you're saying you see in weddings, where, picking out the catering options and picking out even to, what color silverware do you want and all that different stuff. And we'll get there at someday. And really right now, we're mastering saying, hey, we want to help you really find the perfect venue, because even that has so many variables in it. Do you need a TV? Does it need to be kid friendly? Does it have a bar? Does it not? All that different stuff, like even parking spaces. How many parking spaces does it have? You can't have a 70-person family reunion at a venue that doesn't have parking, because I can guarantee you that every aunt and uncle and everyone's driving from all over the place, and they're going to get mad at you if it's street parking and they get a ticket. So, all that different stuff are the variables that we're focusing on right now.
So some of those are still manual. I can't imagine how many drop-down boxes you would need in order to select linens and candles, right?
Yes. And we're doing a lot of, cool use of technology and integrating a lot of, small pieces of AI to make that process easier. because a lot of that information does exist already out there, and hopefully we can just aggregate it together in one platform. But yeah, there are a lot of different drop boxes and stuff that people can really customize with our platform.
So, Nick, you're a big part of the ecosystem in Rhode Island, and you've helped a lot of founders. And I sense that you are one of the guys who's not afraid of sales, and that's maybe a key ingredient in your success.
I would say that I go back to Bryant University a lot and talk to students there. And I always tell people, if there's one thing you need to know about me, I am not afraid of just messaging people. I am not afraid of selling. I am not afraid of being that thorn in people's sides that will poke you until, I get the job done. And that is definitely a big key to the success of this company. Is it is all sales and it's all marketing. And those really are the two strong suits of my expertise.
You raised your seed round right there in southern New England.
Yeah, pretty much entirely from Rhode Island. 98% of the investors were all Rhode Island based. And we did that on purpose. I wanted to be able to show founders that, yes, you can actually raise money in Rhode Island, and it's not this dry state that everyone talks about. There is money there, there is investors there, and it is completely possible to do that.
So give us an update. How's it going?
It's going well. We're rapidly expanding across Rhode Island, Massachusetts, and down here in Austin, Texas is our three key markets. And we'll pretty much be expanded across New England by this time next year.
Why Austin, Texas? That's so far away from your home base.
Yes, so Austin, Texas is completely far away from the home base. So there's two reasons. My girlfriend works in the travel industry, and so she got dragged down to Austin, Texas.
I sense a hidden agenda there, Nick.
There was a hidden agenda there. But more importantly, I agreed to obviously, follow her and spend, 50% of my time down here, mainly being because there are more venues in the entirety of, there are more venues in Texas than double the East Coast. There's more than 55,000 restaurants and venues just in Texas alone. And so really Austin being the capital and the center of everything, starting here in Austin, Texas is one of our key growth strategies for taking over Texas by the end of 2024. And so it kind of hit two birds with one stone. And, I could keep my girlfriend happy and spend time with her and also keep my business happy. So there was no complaints. I am a frequent flyer on Delta now. I think all the flight attendants know me by now as I spend half my time down here and half my time up there. But yeah, that's the Austin, Texas story.
Sounds like a formula that works. So I have another daughter getting married someday, Nick, so I'm waiting for you to come to New York.
We will be there. Give us until the spring. We'll be there.
Nick Cianfaglione from RestauRent, thanks so much for joining us today.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
You can find contact information for Nick at our website, theangelnest.com, where you can also reach me if you know of a company or an exciting opportunity that we should talk about. My email is david@theangelnest.com. I'm David Hemingway. We produce The Angel Nest with help from David Newhoff at the beautiful Art Deco Film Center building in Times Square, New York. Thanks for listening, and here's hoping my fellow angels and the entrepreneurs they support find their next great ventures. So long until next time.